Okay.
Yeah, this is him.
Hi, Zach. This is Walter with Precision Garage Doors. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
Good to hear. Reason for the call today is we did schedule some time to talk about a position that's available. It's a sales and service tech role, and
Okay.
we did find the resume on Indeed and wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we saw on the qualities we saw on the resume. We also
Okay.
want to tell you about the company,
Okay.
about the role itself, and the plan is if everything aligns mutually, we could discuss next steps moving forward.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Great. With that being said, we'll go ahead and just kind of start off by getting to know you a little bit better, Zach. We do see some qualities on the resume, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm in hardworking. I dedicate myself to my job and make sure that everything gets done correctly. I try to ensure customer happiness and it's providing quality customer service to whoever needs it. And I'm just underappreciated at the moment, so I'm trying to find something that appreciates me and my work ethic.
Okay, great. So according to the resume, I do see here there was working for Greystar. Is that where
Yeah.
you're currently working, or is it a different place?
Yeah, I'm still currently working there.
Okay, and just like you said, just kind of looking for options where you feel be appreciated more.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, I mean, I've saved the property from fires and floods year round. So, like, I'm pretty used to being in stress all the time. So, there's a lot of stuff that I'm used to, and seeing that this job is a lot less stressful in that sense. You know.
Yeah, and then for the most part, this role itself is going to be looking for someone that we kind of say that like a hybrid role where we're doing a lot of on the technical side, of course, with garage doors, whether it's repairing, installing,
Yeah.
or maintenance. But at the same time, does require some, having great customer service. We feel it's a consultative sales approach in a sense.
Okay.
It's a little bit of both. With that being said, relatively experienced that would help out on the tech side. What would you say that would be?
Well, at my current property, we have garages here, and I've actually been able to maintain and repair all of them. Unless I needed parts, which I had to order out or I get a vendor to do it otherwise. But for the most part, I had to do all of the maintaining for the garage doors here on property.
Okay, it's actually had a little bit of experience with that. And then on the sales side, what would you say would be the relative experience there?
I used to work as a gas station attendant. I've done sales all my years, but nothing relevant as of late. But I have customer experience with my current job being the service supervisor, where I have to intake and input with work orders, emergencies, making sure turns and move-ins are going correctly, that kind of thing.
Kind of follow the process, like the sales process itself.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just kind of talk a little bit about, since you started talking about what you're currently doing in this role, just kind of day-to-day operations, what you do.
I currently schedule. I start in the morning with scheduling, and then I get into work orders or emergencies, and then make sure that my turns and vendors are showing up and getting to work on time, and that the job is getting done correctly and to quality. And making sure that all the... Oh, no, you first. You're good.
I was going to say, as you kind of being in this type of role, the leadership role, did you start off in this role, or did you kind of move up?
I moved up. I first started out as a maintenance tech and then moved my way up to a manager. My previous manager set his apartment on fire, and then they left me to deal with the whole property for a year by myself.
And then this has been for about, give or take about 2 years, correct?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I started here, and then about a year into the job, he did that, and yeah.
Okay. And then in regards to, would you say that's something you'd be open with kind of down the road if opportunity were to arise of, just kind of similar, start off as a technician and then move up?
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I would like to do.
Great. With that being said, what else would you say you kind of look for in in a company?
I well, willingness to grow, and that's a big one. Um, Something that allows me to have good days off, or able to take vacations, that kind of thing.
In
Just
regards
basic,
to,
nothing serious.
okay. I mean, like you said, like good work culture, teamwork environment, things like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When it comes to working with possibility of making commissions, extra bonus, incentives like that. Anytime have you worked in a place like that before?
Yes, yeah. I currently get bonuses every quarter, and bonuses for like sales and property sales and that kind of thing, renewals. So yeah, I'm used to that kind of stuff, but not on per job commission based work. No.
And then when it comes to, you kind of mentioned about scheduling, just like to have kind of a work-life balance, able to take time off when needed. You did mention in regards to just being, like you mentioned, appreciative, having good, the opportunity for growth, something important to you. And then what else would you say?
I would say that good company culture, like you said earlier, where you can, come to work and just do your job and go home, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's key. And then when it comes to schedule, for the most part, most of the work is done Monday through Friday. You could probably say regular office hours, with an occasional working on Saturdays, for the fact that there's some homeowners that are not going to be able to be at home on the weekdays, so we need to schedule on a Saturday. That
Okay.
would be okay with?
Yeah, that's fine. Schedule doesn't matter. I had to work like 7 days a week here, man.
Pretty a lot of hours there.
Yeah. It's just really tough. Really tough.
Looking for more of that stability in a sense.
Yeah, I just want more stability in that sense. Yeah. I mean, as long as the job's coming in, I'll work forever,
Yeah, stay busy. There's a difference. The other day we were actually having training, like staying busy but not overworked.
Yeah, that's
that
the balance. Yeah, exactly. I've worked with people in the past where they've sat on their phone for like 6 hours. I'm like, how can you do that? Like, how can you do that? There's so much more I can do in a day, and that just makes more sense.
Yeah. When you saw the job description, as you're probably using, Indeed, maybe other different postings, do you recall kind of looking into it? If I were to ask, what was it that kind of gained interest in the role itself?
Well, the pay, one part. I mean, the ability to bring a vehicle home, or having the ability to learn all the process of garage doors. Just the general idea of the job seemed like a good idea.
And then with the pay itself, is that something you feel comfortable with in regards to kind of one of the final things that we do ask, since we do let you use that service vehicle, we of course want to make sure someone's organized, like keep that, we like to say the vehicle maintenance, as far as making everything is clean, in the inventory and it's stocked,
and organized. Yeah,
that's kind of what we're looking for, someone with previous experience in that.
I do that with my whole shop, so yeah, I could do that with the truck, no problem.
Good. And then just one of the final questions is valid driver's license, and can pass a background check, since we'll use the service vehicle. You good on that end?
Yep.
Great.
Perfect on that end.
Good. And then just the final things is just this is kind of where we feel get to know you a little more on a personal note. Since when you do go out to customers, build some rapport, things like that. Tell us a little bit about you on outside of work, maybe interests, hobbies.
I play video games. I try to get out and go do like camping every year, that kind of thing. Outdoorsy. Try to go out shooting, go out, just go have fun.
Yeah. Whenever can enjoy the downtime, willing to use that, whether it's outdoors, play games.
Yeah.
It's good
Yeah.
for the most part because you spend a lot of time at work. We always feel that in this role, it's kind of never the same thing since you're always going out, meeting new people. So you kind of have to have, strike those conversations. Like I mentioned, build rapport, get to know them, because it also helps out on the sales side. Once
Yeah.
you kind of have that, you build that trust as as an expert in the garage industry. It can help out in the sales. For example, if you have someone that let's say you're repairing a garage door, but due to the wear and tear, you find out, they have multiple vehicles, the garage door is being used excessively. Most likely it'll probably break down again. So at that point, strike up the conversation of, we do have options. It kind of depends on their budget for a new garage door. For one, well, of course, change the aesthetic look of the house. But at the same time, that way, it's updated. That's the reason we asked. But thank you for sharing that, Zach. Appreciate it.
Yeah. No problem, Walter. I appreciate you taking the time today.
No, good. With that being said, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just kind of switch gears, and I'll tell you about the company, about the position itself, give you a little more details, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Okay, definitely.
So, Precision Garage Doors, nationwide company that specializes in the garage door repair, installation, and maintenance. Company itself is growing right now. We're actually looking to expand for a couple sales and service technicians. Great company to work for. It's already created its longevity. It wants to be, a trusted name in the garage door industry. And the company's success and reputation has been built on its core values of integrity, honesty, and commitment to delivering superior service. With that being said, a very strong focus on customer satisfaction. If you were to go to the website, the first thing you'd see is the thousands of 5-star reviews. That's one of the things, take a lot of pride in, whether it's a service technician, the garage door installer, or even a customer service reps to give the customer an experience, whether it's from the initial phone call, they call in to see what we're about, what our products, our services, till the end of the actual work, whether it's a garage door installation or just a repair job. We want to make sure they're taken care of, and at the same time, establish that by providing great service, that rapport, because you never know, down the road we'll probably be a potential customer. So that's kind of the reason we want to establish ourselves in the community. With that being said, the role itself as a sales and service tech is someone who's going to be responsible for repair calls as well as some light sales. Kind of what I mentioned earlier, that consultative sales approach. So it is a full-time position, like I mentioned, that does require working some Saturdays. Each day will usually start at the office where you'll load up for what you need for your daily calls. Then you'll service anywhere between, we say, about 4 to 6 appointments throughout the day. So during the appointments, you'll repair the garage door, and then, if possible, sell the new garage door. Maybe they need different equipment, different parts, things like that, whatever is needed. The position itself is looking for people that, of course, mechanically inclined, that can go ahead and use, power tools, can kind of, diagnose and repair, of course, garage door and products and parts. At the same time, be organized, like I mentioned, with the fleet management, the service vehicles. Someone that's able to kind of ensure the job site is always, of course, following safety protocols. Let the customer know, the kind of the expectations, and have good customer service background. There's going to be times where, you show up at the appointment, customer will be, great, glad you're here, let me know when you're done. And then you'll have some that are going to want to talk to you the whole time you're there, ask questions. So just kind of be able to deal with both.
Okay.
For the most part, someone that, like mentioned, works well individually, because it is a position where you work autonomously. You'll go out to the service calls. For the most part, we say independently by yourself. At times there will be assistance. Let's say if it's an oversized garage door, or let's say another technician needs help, or you might need assistance, and then they send somebody else. But for the most part, it is autonomously.
Okay.
course, looking for someone that does have experience servicing or repairing similar. We understand might not come from the garage door industry, but something similar to that.
Yeah, I definitely have experience. That's for sure.
Yeah. We're looking at the pay itself is going to be first year potential income around 70 to 80,000 per year. Benefits, dental, vision, and health, retirement benefits as well, and like mentioned before, the service vehicle with the role. And we kind of had some time right now in this phone interview to kind of get to know you a little bit better, tell you about the role itself.
Okay.
But just kind of based on what we've been talking about so far, do you feel this is something you kind of see yourself doing and would like to move forward to the next part of the interview process?
Yeah, actually, it does sound like something that I'd like to do. I'm definitely looking for something else other than what I'm doing right now. So, yeah.
Great. Good to hear, Zach. With that being said, one more thing to ask is timeline. Our process takes about, from the initial phone interview to a couple more requirements, and then in-person interview. So we say about a week to 2 weeks. If that's something that kind of aligns, we know the holidays are coming up, the end of the year. Is that something that you'd be okay with?
Yeah, that's fine.
The process. Great.
Yeah, that gives me enough time for my job if we continue through this process.
Great. Good to hear. Good to know that aligns. With that being said, so the next step would be I'm going to send you what's called a Spark Hire application interview. Long story short, it's going to kind of continue this part of the interview process. It'll ask you about 8 questions. I'm going to send you a link to your email. The one where we set up this call, would that be the best one? So I see it's badeauz@gmail.com.
Yep, that's it.
Great. So I'm going to send that Spark Hire application link out to you right now, and then ask you about 8 questions.
Okay.
It'll ask you, what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? What excites you about the position? What relative work experience would make you one of the best candidates for the role? Things like that. It takes about 15, 20 minutes to complete. The link will expire in about 48 hours. Did you say you'd be able to finish this by, let's say, Wednesday afternoon?
Yeah, I can definitely get that done.
Great. So I just sent this out to you right now. If you do have access to the email, would you be able to confirm that you did receive it?
Yep. Just 1 second.
It'll say Spark Hire application and the Swoker company on the headline.
Yep, I just got it.
Great. Again, that link will expire in about 48 hours. Once that is completed, we'll get a confirmation, and then I will follow back up with you to discuss the next steps, which will be either sending out an application and then a face-to-face interview, which could be done virtually.
Okay, sweet.
Any questions you might have for me so far, Zach?
No, that's it. Honestly, you kind of filled all my boxes, checked all my boxes that I was looking for, like the pay, the job type. Everything looks really good. So, in my opinion, I have no questions.
Great. Good to hear. Well, for the most part, on my behalf, Zach, thank you for allowing us to interview you today. Start the process. Like I mentioned, once we get that confirmation from that Spark Hire link, I'll go ahead and follow back up with you. In the meantime, take care of yourself, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. You have a good day, Walter.
You too.